Good evening and welcome to Left, Right and Centre. Another incident in Gurgaon today highlighting the very real lack of safety for its women. A young girl abducted outside a college by three men caught on CCTV. The video went viral and the police managed to free her and arrest the men before the day was over. Other women have been less than lucky. 2015 has seen several incidents of kidnapping and rape of young girls and women throughout the year. What's being done about making India's Millennium City safer? Also on the Left, Right and Centre, an exclusive interview with the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani. The morning of his stunning stopover and meeting with Nawaz Sharif in Lahore on Christmas Day, Prime Minister Modi was in Afghanistan. In an address to the Afghan Parliament, Prime Minister Modi said Afghanistan's security and success also lay in an effective fight against terrorism. President Ghani tells NDTV's Amitabh Brevi Afghanistan's opening up cannot be a zero-sum game between Pakistan and India, and he hopes that Pakistan makes choices that are to everyone's benefit because terror cannot be allowed to subvert regional economic integration. But first, of course, let's turn our attention to India's Millennium City of Gurgaon. As we said today, a brazen kidnapping caught on camera. The day has ended well. The young girl who was kidnapped outside her college is now free. The three men responsible for it arrested by the Gurgaon police.
Dramatic video of a college student being dragged into a car in broad daylight as she struggles to free herself. Caught by CCTV cameras. The incident took place outside the Dronacharya Government College in Gurgaon. The girl was dragged into a car by three men. The number plate, smeared with mud, could not be deciphered.
कितने गाड़ी में दो थे, एक कार थे और एक पीछे बैठा था गाड़ी में और एक ने पकड़ रखी थी लड़की को। वाइट वाली गाड़ी नंबर प्लेट थी नीचे आगे पीछे कहीं। नंबर प्लेट शीशे जड़े ब्लैक थे और मट्टी लगा रखी थी नंबर प्लेट पे।
The CCTV footage splashed across the media was all the police had to go on. According to the police, the girl has been freed and three men have been detained.
जो तीनों किडनैपर्स हैं वो छात्रा को पहले से नोन थे, उससे बातचीत कर करके उसको लेकर के आए थे गाड़ी में और उसके बाद गाड़ी में उसको जबरदस्ती ले गए थे.
The girl's identity has not been revealed.
ये सरकार उसकी सोच महिलाओं के प्रति बिल्कुल सकारात्मक है. उनकी सुरक्षा को लेकर भी सरकार पूरी तरह संवेदनशील है.
A college student picked up from this spot in broad daylight. Apart from the shocking news that this incident actually is, what it points towards is the rising rate of crime not only in Delhi but all across NCR.
देखिए कानून व्यवस्था हरियाणा में बिल्कुल चरमरा गई है. कानून व्यवस्था नाम की कोई चीज नहीं है.
Several incidents of kidnapping and rape of young women have been reported from in and around Gurgaon just this year. Could the CCTV video going viral have helped the police rescue her so quickly? In Gurgaon, with Suresh Kumar, Ishadrita Lahiri for NDTV.
Well, joining us to discuss the state of Gurgaon's security for women, we have with us from her residence, Ranjana Kumari, the Director for Centre for Social Research and also a leading women's rights activist. In the studio, we have Shobha Oza of the Congress Party and Deepika Sharma, who's a spokesperson for Delhi's BJP. We're also being joined by BK Gupta, the former police commissioner, in a short while from now. But Ms. Kumari, I want to actually open by asking you, the day has ended in a rather lucky manner with this girl being rescued, freed by the Gurgaon police. The three men have been arrested. But your thoughts on today's incident, because this is just one in a series of kidnappings and rapes that have been taking place in Gurgaon.
Well, Mira, less said is better about the law and order situation, not only in Delhi but in NCR region. Especially when you see one after the other, cases which have followed the similar pattern. There was one girl, 14-year-old, abducted while going to school. And then there was another incident where 5 boys abducted. These are all very, very recent ones. And then this one in Noida. I think this is becoming a kind of common way of attacking women and sexually assaulting women. However, in this case, it was very lucky that it was on social media, and then police got active immediately. And all of you, especially I must thank the media this time, because since morning I started getting call, and there were continuous media, really questioning the Haryana police and all kind. But my question is that, if this kind of a situation where girls will be abducted from college and school, how many parents will feel confident? And also women have to move to marketplaces, to workplaces, to all what kind of a safety and security are these governments promising? Every time one party is in power, blames the other party. And also in front of colleges, the former police commissioner said there should be PCR, there should be all kinds of protection mechanism. What is Haryana police doing? What is, just by saying, oh, they knew the girl. One more thing, Meera, I'll just say and finish, and that is that, the boys of our country have to learn to accept no for a no. Perhaps the girl didn't want to go with them and they dragged her. So I think these are the kind of situation which needs to be changed.
Right. Of course, because they did seem to indicate that the girl knew the kidnappers, and as you pointed out, no means no. It doesn't mean anything else. Shobha House, I want to bring that point to you. Ranjana Kumari has made the case that, there's a lot of talk that goes on, and political parties end up sort of taking this line, blaming the current administration. We've seen Bhupinder Hooda also talk about a total collapse of law and order. You've made a comment on Haryana government's lack of sensitivity towards women's safety. But really, in a sense, things have been bad no matter what government has been in power.
I agree to that, but then let's see the last 1.5 years since the Haryana, we have a Khattar government there. There is steady rise in crime against women there, and the way this girl was abducted in the bright daylight, when let me remind you, a section 144 is imposed in Gurgaon because local body elections are going on. All the more security, all the more policing, and despite that fact, the way this girl was abducted speaks volumes about the law and order situation there.
Right.
And if I strongly feel when this governments are insensitive, the police becomes insensitive towards women.
Okay.
And I still remember Mr. Thakur's statement that women are responsible for rape because they are indecently dressed. They somewhere force men to rape them or to miss.
So the kind of commentary. All right. Deepika,
so that clearly shows the mindset of the government.
Okay, all right.
So if the mindset is such, you can very well understand what the result would be.
I would like to add to that because Shobhaji is a good friend of mine, and I knew that it was coming, and politics was very much coming in, that ever since the Khattar government has come, the law and order situation has gone. I would like to tell you that Mr. Khattar's government is very serious and very sensitive on women's issues. It has taken a lot of progressive steps in terms of installation of CCTV cameras, in terms of this Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, in terms of making of toilets for this. In fact, Haryana is one of the pioneer states in India where the construction of toilets has gone on a very wide scale.
Which has been a huge issue as far as safety of women is concerned.
So to say that the law and order situation is bad, the police commissioner himself, the 3 criminals have been nabbed thanks to the CCTV cameras that had been installed. I think the police has been vigilant, the administration has been vigilant, and it is not proper to say that the government is not sensitive to the situation over
Okay, all right. The politics aside, Mr. Gupta, you've served as a police commissioner in Delhi. Ranjana Kumari also pointed out that, the fact that the CCTV video went viral, in a sense, made the police also more active today. Do you think that had that video not been available, this day would not have ended the way it has today?
Yeah, definitely. I must tell you that most of the sensitive cases in Delhi, particularly I would make reference to Nirbhaya case and 2010 Dhola Kuan rape case. Both these cases were worked out by seeing the footage from privately installed CCTV. And they were not very high-tech CCTV, they were very ordinary CCTV cameras, and with the help of these cameras, these cases were worked out. I don't think the city of Gurgaon have a proper CCTV network. And when you see the footage, it is not a very clear visual.
Right, right.
So it is one of the kind, I think, some privately installed CCTV camera. What is needed in city of Gurgaon particularly, they need to increase the number of PCR vans, station one PCR van in front of each these colleges.
So, Mr. Gupta, we know what needs to be done by the police. The question is, as Ranjana Kumari was pointing out, why is the police not doing it?
No, the police will respond to a situation when it happens. The police will not anticipate what is going to happen. Now, my point is this: if you have all these systems in place, the security systems are completely lacking. Let me make it very clear. You go and visit Gurgaon tonight. Send some of your colleagues there, NDTV people. You will find very poorly lit streets there. So there is not adequate street lighting. There is no enough PCR vans. Then there are no. I can assure you, Gurgaon city doesn't have a proper.
Okay, Ranjana Kumari, he is essentially also echoing what you've said. But having said that, you know, who's responsible for it? Who's going to take charge of these PCR vans? It's okay for all of us to sit here every time an incident takes place in TV studios and talk about what needs to be done. Political parties end up bickering and sort of keeping score on who's done more, who's done less. It's futile. At the end of the day, you have an instance where these girls are being abducted, and as Mr. Gupta said, that the police will do something when an issue is brought to their notice. But isn't the idea prevention rather than catching up later when an incident does take place?
Well, Meera, I by and large agree with Mr. Gupta, and he has done when he was police commissioner. We have interacted with him. But the thing is that, anticipate. You have to anticipate. You have to really, put pressure on local administration. He only mentioned that dark alleys in Gurgaon. You see, Gurgaon is a corporatization of village. Corporates have walked in conveniently and they've set up their big businesses, but they don't want to spend a penny to be able to, or neither they are putting any pressure on the administration to really streamline the city in the way any corporate city should look like. So on the one side you have these big businesses making huge amount of money and doing good business, which is good. But on the other side, the workers, the people, the women who are coming to work there are totally unsafe.